Good morning, YTPC. Philly Piper Mike here. It is Wednesday, December 15th. Currently 39 degrees, going up to 55 today. Today, obviously, I'm not in my truck. I made it to work one day, and early afternoon yesterday, my wife called me and was like, well, both of the girls are throwing up. I was like, huh, awesome. Excuse me. So, came home, and I've been dealing with, my wife's starting to feel better. She had a chiropractor appointment last night. She got kind of straightened out. But then I was up all night with my older daughter, who was just getting sick all night. So, yeah, it's been a rough night. So as of right now, I'm the only one and my older son who have not gotten it. I'm hoping that I would have gotten it had I gotten it already. Sorry about that. Because I was in contact with my wife the most for the last week. But we shall see. Anyway, enough of that. So hopefully tomorrow I'm back at work. Today I'm smoking my Savinelli Eleganza 606 KS, which is another one of my favorite Savinelli shapes. It's got that cool rustication, that kind of bluish purple stem. And in it today, I'm smoking some Sutliff Mixture 79, which I enjoy. It seems to get a pretty comical amount of hatred on tobacco reviews. So much so that, like, it doesn't, it's a lot. I mean, there's, like, I think if you go to all, like, there's 96 1-star reviews, 35 2-star, 34 4-star, and like 34 3-star. It's got a 1.9 rating. I mean, for an old school aromatic burley mixture, it's good. I mean, you have to like anisette. You have to like boozy vanilla type of flavor. It's got a lot going on, but you also can taste the burleys. I think it's a pretty good blend. I mean, out of all the drugstore blends, Velvet and Mixture 79 are probably my favorite. I don't smoke them very often at all, but sometimes I get just a hankering for something like that, and I'll smoke this. But yeah, I mean, licorice, some booze. Maybe some vanilla. It's really hard to tell. But it's been around forever. I don't know if it is now, but at one point it was like 75% of Sutliff's production. Like, they had built their whole warehouse around producing Mixture 79. That's how popular it was. And I think I maybe have a feeling that the people that smoke this and enjoy this couldn't care less about tobaccoreviews.com. You know, it's probably what they smoke, the only thing they smoke. They're not on forums, they're not reviewing tobaccos, they're just smoking their Mixture 79 and going about their day. I did pack this a little too tight, so I'm having a little trouble keeping it lit while talking, but to me it's got a really like comforting old school taste. This is what I think of when I think of like it just a throwback old codger blend. That and velvet, and that's why I like them. They're not super complex. They're not you're not smoking it for like the quality of the tobacco. It's just a good old school American burley blend. And it's funny, I tend to enjoy old school burley blends more than I do like burley slice or burley flakes. I think they had it right back then, flavoring the burley, because burley by itself can be a little underwhelming or one-dimensional. So I got one of those Peterson barley spigots. Pretty underwhelmed with the pictures leading up to the release. I mean, everyone you saw had beautiful sandblast and ring grain, and all the ones, at least on smokingpipes.com, were not like that at all. I feel like they probably let the employees pick the best ones. Like I saw Kaz posted his about a week before the release. It was a 102, beautiful sandblast. And the way that they hyped it up, it was there was only a certain amount because of the quality of the briar needed to do that finish or have an unfinished natural sandblasted pipe. I thought that they were all going to be like my Smoking Pipes 20th anniversary pipe. Beautiful ring grain, beautiful blast, quality piece of wood, and they really weren't, especially the shapes that I was interested in. I was looking at a 102 and a 106, but they're like 6.5, 6 3/4 inches, which is just too long for me. So I found a 124, which is their version of like a Zulu Dublin, 4 3/4 inches long. Now I picked one that just has a bunch of like bird's eye on the one side, so I'm interested to see what it looks like when it gets here. If I don't like it, I'm going to send it back. But I know about 4 or 5 people personally that had every intention on getting one of those pipes, and they saw the quality or lack of quality of the sandblast and were like, yeah, I'm going to pass. It's a shame. It's a great idea. You would think a factory that large, that could hype something up so much would deliver. I mean, we're just talking about quality sandblast on these pipes. Now again, I'm sure, a lot of the, end pods and higher end collectors got their pick of the litter. And obviously employees, which I get. I mean, that's one of the bonuses of working at, especially Smoking Pipes. I mean, that's their sister company, so you get the backroom deal for a great price, and you get to choose them before they hit the site. So I'm not no problem with that. You just figure they would have had a lot more quality pipes to choose from. They did have, there was a few in shapes that I didn't have any interest in, like the XL90, some of the full bent, like chunkier ones, some of the 80s, like the Bulldogs shapes had some decent ones that I saw, but the 106, the 102s that I thought I wanted, they didn't have any good ones. by the time I looked at them, the 124s that I saw pictures of some that had some better blasting than what I had. So I just kind of went the opposite way, and I was like, hey, if I'm gonna get one, I'm gonna get one that's kind of ugly, just because it's all blasted bird's eye. So we'll see how it looks when it gets here. I love the shape. I love the dimensions, the length, the chamber diameter, and depth. And I really wanted a straight spigot. You know, the other spigots that I have or have had were all 69s, which look kind of just like this, but yeah. I'll tell you what, man, this Sutliff Mixture 69 is delicious. I don't care what anybody says. I enjoy it. It's really good with a cup of coffee. It's really good in the morning. It's light tasting, but it's got a nice, you know, tobacco nicotine level. And to me, what I like about it is it gets better as the bowl goes down. It's not one of those aromatics that, like, you smoke it at first, it tastes good for the first third of the bowl, and then the casing and topping turns into like a hot, just steamy, tasteless mess. I'm pretty sure Chris Miracle did the, you know, how bad could it be, and he enjoyed it. Again, it's not something I smoke all the time, but it's definitely something that I enjoy when you want to change a pace and you just want something old school. So we'll see. Yeah, I was just a little bummed. Yeah, Peterson dropped the ball, I think. Now, there was another one, Stanislav, my buddy from the Virtual Pipe Club. I had seen it when you posted it on the Virtual Pipe Club page a few days ago. The Pipe Smokers of Ireland, they do a Peterson club pipe every year, which is awesome. So I joined their club. They have a Devil Ann spigot, which is just killer. My buddy Dan was in the hunt for one. I mean, if they were available, I would have got one too. But I reached out to see if there was, you know, if it was available, and they only made like 65 of them. So if anybody's out there that's a member of that club or sees one of those become available, somebody gets it and smokes it, doesn't enjoy the shape or like it, or it's too small or whatever reason, reach out to me, let me know. Because obviously I know a couple people that are in the market for one, myself included. But I do need to slow down on, just had a run on pipes, which wasn't intentional. I don't think it ever is. I kind of put out commissions for a few people. I had Jay Mouton, Sean Room, Simon, and then this Peterson pipe. It's all at once, all right before Christmas. It's just like horrible planning on my part. Just, yeah, what are you gonna do? Plus, I'm planning on going to Boswell's on the 30th for the YTPC meet. If anybody else, if you haven't heard about that yet, Beans 316, I think Cane Rod, maybe Greg Tunnel Take. I know Cole, Big Country Briar. I always forget his name. I don't know why. It's just Cole to me. A bunch of probably another I think probably 10. I think there's 10 people maybe YTPC guys. They're going to go up on the 30th, that Thursday before New Year's Eve. I've been wanting to go. I went back in, I guess, 2016 or 2017 when I first started smoking a pipe. I started smoking a pipe in like October, November of 2015. And I went either 2016, I can't remember. But whatever it was, I'd only been smoking a pipe for a few months. And I went up there because I had heard, I'd watched all the Dagner and OMS videos, and everybody was, they did Boswell trips. I mean, they all flew in. They did a Jake Hackard visit in Lancaster, and then went to Boswell's, and Nick the Polish Piper, all those guys that back in the day, the OG YouTube YTPC guys. So I was like totally enamored with it, and I was like, oh, it's 2.5 hours away from my house. So I went up there, and I spent a ton of money on blends that I didn't know what I liked. I bought 3 pipes, I think. I bought a giant jumbo, this huge like Paul looking thing that was like literally this big. I think if you go back to like one of my first videos, if not my first video, back in like 2017, 2018 maybe, I smoked it on IPSD. That thing was ridiculous. I mean, it was just ridiculous. It would take like 2 ounces to fill. It would smoke for hours. And I bought a couple little ones. I bought pipe racks. I bought, a couple $100 easily of tobacco, candle. I mean, you name it. I was just like a kid in a candy store. I had never been into like a legit like pipe shop before. I was new to the hobby, and I went buck. But I've always wanted to go back. But it, I was always like, I drive 2.5 hours just to sit there by myself for a few hours, which I would totally do. That's what I did the first time, just hanging out with Dan and Archie. And you can totally do that. But this, I didn't get a chance to go to the last one a couple years ago. I wanted to go, and was it last year? Might have even done it last year. I don't know if they did it last year. The last couple years, I wanted the times they did it. It just didn't line up with when I could do it. So, yeah, I mean, I haven't gone anywhere, done anything, like, especially with the kids. So I need a little break, a little road trip. So if anybody's interested in going, it'll be cool. And if anybody's on the way out there, for me, be glad to pick you up and take you out there, drop you back off. But anyway, I'm going on 18 minutes. I've rambled on enough. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's having a good week, better week than I am. It shouldn't be hard to have a better week than I am. I hope you guys weren't up last night with sick children. Hopefully I'll be back to normal. Barring me getting sick, I'll be in work tomorrow. I'm just worried about me getting sick or carrying something and getting my guy sick, and then that's going to be a problem. So I'm trying to stay away. Plus, the girls will be getting up momentarily. They had late nights last night, so I'm going to see how they feel. But anyway, you guys have a great week. Have a great day. Hope your week's going well. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Mixture 79. Give it a shot if you like old school burley blends. If you're looking for something just to pack in, puff it, not to think about it. If you like anise, if you like whiskey, vanilla type of flavorings, give it a shot. I think you'd like it. It's cheap. It's available. And yeah, that's all I really got. So have a great day, guys. Remember, left lane is for passing. See you.